For us, Walden is a magnificent examination of the theme of nature. We all should come to grips with nature. We saw that in the age of the Enlightenment, men and women thought they should control nature. And in the Romantic age that Goethe lived to see, nature was an overwhelming force that gave you renewal. Well, our society in the early 21st century has made its decision. We control nature. And nature is to be bent to our will. You can't think anything else when you drive up the highways of America and you look along the sides and see one McDonald's followed by a Wendy's, followed by a Burger King, followed by a car dealerships, followed by an Applebee's, and so on. All that wonderful, fruitful land covered over with asphalt and fast food places. We control nature. Yes, we have natural parks, national parks like Yellowstone, in which we have carefully cut off and isolated nature, and where you go in and there are officers to let you in, officers to control you at every step of the way, officers to make sure you have a permit to walk into the backwoods. And that's all good, no doubt. But our idea is that we control nature. Thoreau wanted to be controlled by nature, to subordinate himself to nature so he would understand it. So the routine of the crops came to mean something to him. And the routine of nature there on the pond, where he stayed for 2 years, watching and recording. I'm a natural philosopher to boot, he said. I'm a mystic, a transcendentalist, and a natural philosopher to boot. And he was a scientist, pretty much self-trained. But in that little microcosm of the universe that was Walden Pond, there he studied nature. Have you ever looked at the ice in the winter? It changes. It gets deeper, and then sometimes it gets shallower, and it makes noises, strange, strange noises, if you'll attune your ear. So he studied the depth of ice in Walden Pond, thought about the elements that made its color different from the ice you might cut in further in Concord or in Boston. Notice the patterns of birds and how they migrated. Looked at the stars over and over again just to wonder about them. So he immersed himself in nature out of the belief that nature is sacred and we are all part of nature. So he began to have reservations about eating animals. You could get all the nourishment you wanted from vegetables. And first he fished. And that seemed to be him to be part of nature, because herons came and caught fish. But taking an animal, have you ever gutted a pig? First you've killed that creature, and then it is just dirty. The whole work is dirty. So he said, I'm not going to eat any more meat. And finally, he came to feel that perhaps he wouldn't eat any more fish either. They too were part of nature, and why was he preying upon them when he could get everything he wanted from his potatoes and his beans and his salad? So he took a real commitment to be part of nature.